Welcome into another edition of Machinery Talk, hosted by yours truly, Carrie Peck. And for you today, we have a class brought to you by Branch 15 of the Early Day Gas Engine and Tractor Association out at Antique Powerland. This was on the last Saturday of April. This is a driving class, a forklift class slash recertification. Sit back and enjoy some experienced forklift drivers. And then we'll come back into the studio when that's all done.
All this time. So how did you make that connection? That they were. They got to read yourself, you know, put their lunch at things fresh. Set it down, -250. Banana.
Owned and operated by Branch 15 of the Early Day Gas Engine and Tractor Association. Branch 15 was established in 1971 as one of the many branches of the National Early Day Gas and Tractor Association and is 501c3 tax exempt. We are a member-based volunteer organization. It is our mission to educate the public on agricultural, industrial, tools, and technology significant importance for the past, preserving them for generations to come. Before you is a rare piece of Oregon's history, the contents of the Wolf Ironworks Manufacturing Line Shop, located in Portland, Oregon, which built drag saws for the timber industry. In 2007, Branch 15 had the opportunity to purchase the shop. All of the equipment and machinery remained intact, with all of the tooling and machinery used to build the gas engines and drag saws, from raw castings to finished product. Volunteers photographed the contents of the shop, itemized, packed up, moved, and stored all the items for several years in various member shops until we were able to build this museum in 2010, where it has been reassembled as close as possible to the original setting. To build this building, members donated trees which were cut by the steam-powered operated sawmill on the grounds here at Powerland Heritage Park. The shop was formerly owned by A. Kellogg DeWitt, who began in one garage in 1928 and added on it until he had a half-dozen buildings, making up Wolf Ironworks. Kellogg saw the need for an easier, faster way to fall and cut trees in the logging industry. Being in the mechanical trade, he developed the gas engine-powered two-man portable drag saw to replace a two-man manual labor crosscut saw. From there, he and his employees, using World War I surplus equipment and still older machinery, manufactured the Timberwolf drag saw as well as the same product under the government work name of Fort Sawyer. Wolf Ironworks manufactured drag saws for nearly 30 years until the invention of the chainsaw, rendering drag saws obsolete in the early 1940s. The line shaft is connected to various machines from the shop that you will see spotlighted here during this tour. Most power for operating the machine at this time were developed from a steam engine, single stationary petroleum burning engine, or water power from a low-head hydro installation. Mechanical power was then distributed throughout the building on overhead line shafts, flat belts, pulleys, and clutches. This one is powered by the electric motor overhead on the south end. The lights will now dim over the equipment portion of the shop, and each piece of the stationary equipment will be highlighted while a brief description of that item is given. The 15-inch Carroll and Jameson lathe was patented in 1910 for a high-speed gear changing in production. The gearing allows for right-hand and left-hand screw threads. This larger 21-inch lathe is a 1920s LeBlanc. The LeBlancs were not just tool-room standard machines, but simply known as better lathes. The LaPointe Hudson Broach machine was used for grooving and cutting keyways in curved and irregular machine equipment. A broach is a metal cutting tool with multiple blades used to machine outer surfaces and internal surfaces through holes. The Candidate Auto Manufacturing Drill Press is a number 36 20-inch upright back-geared drill with a thread tapping attachment. Operated by foot, it leaves your hands free to handle part. The Handley and Whitmore number 53 iron worker. This machine is used for bending and cutting steel bar stock. Through a variety of cutters and shapers, various brackets and plates can be made to produce machine parts. The final product, the fully restored and operational Montgomery Ward Sawyer drag saw. This concludes our narration. More information on the machines is located on the wall. We thank you for visiting, and please check out the other museums here at Powerland Heritage Park.
That sounded what we wanted to say?
Fine by me.
We'll get this here, though we don't really need to.
Good, and then just make a crack out of this. You probably get more bass tone out of this one, maybe off the radio. Oh yeah, that would be. Bother me, Russell. I'm gonna do this.
There's a couple chairs up here if you guys want them. Okay, guys. Welcome to, this is going to be the last Saturday class till November. It's starting to get into the nice weather. We're all having other things to do, and there's other activities, so this will be the end of the Saturday class for a little bit. Coming up this next week will be the board meeting. I'm not quite sure what day yet. Do you know, Steve? No. Our boss hasn't told us yet.
Yeah. Board meeting. Is it this coming week?
I think so.
Thursday maybe.
I think it's Thursday, and that'll be held here in the building, and anybody's welcome. The next general meeting will be the second Saturday in June.
Which is, let me, get to the calendar. That would be the 10th.
The 10th. And that meeting will be at Glenn Cooper's in Terrebonne. They invited us back, and he's got a big building and a lot of nice engines, and he has it set up that if you want to bring your motor home up on Friday and stay all weekend, you guys are more than welcome to.
He's got hookups, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's got hookups set up for, yeah, so.
For electricity, I don't know.
Yeah, electricity.
Today is gonna be a work day here at the museum and also a work day at APMA. So if you guys wanna stick around and,
Atma's next Saturday.
Happening next Saturday.
oh, okay, you said APMA
Yeah.
work day.
He's reading my notes.
So next Saturday here on the grounds is an APMA work day.
Yeah, so we're encouraging everybody to come, lunch will be provided. It's not a Branch 15 work day, it's an Atma work day. But, you know, there's a lot of work to be done to have it all ready for the show season and for us to come and enjoy it. So they're gonna dismantle the wood off of some of the bleachers so they can send them out and have them sandblasted and repainted, so there'll be that kind of stuff. Weed eaters, lawnmowers, there'll be a lot of different jobs. If it's nice, which they're predicting it's gonna be, that's what the long range is, there's some painting to do. So bring your toolbox, your paintbrush, your weed eater, plan to come out, lunch will be provided, and we'll get a lot done. I'd like to make sure that Branch 15 is well represented. Mark Bennett is actually doing the coordinating of that, but he had some other stuff today, so he's not here. But, hopefully there'll be a good turnout from all the different museums. So 9 o'clock next Saturday.
Okay.
Okay?
And that's supposedly for the crown rather than your individual
Yes,
museum.
yeah, it's an Atma work day, yeah.
They need help squaring this away. The grass may or may not be mowed by then.
I think Sam's out mowing Indian as we speak, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're already stuck, one or the other.
The only other, Don Hendrickson passed away here not too long ago.
Yes,
3 weeks or so.
yeah, Don passed away. I went to see him Wednesday night, Thursday morning, there was a note on my computer that he had died. Heart trouble, I assume, because he had heart trouble before. He was just out of the hospital and living in Kaiser with his wife, right close to his daughter. So he was in pretty decent spirits when I talked to him. He was strong. He wasn't having any trouble understanding things. He just told me I'm ready to go. Yeah, he did. I went to the service as Bill Prine was there, Rod was there, so there was a little bit of, my wife was there, a little bit of representation. Those of you that don't remember Don, he was our show manager for years at Fireland. He was a Branch 15 member. He had this beautiful handlebar mustache. And kind of a gleam in his eye all the time.
If you guys come up with something that you want to see in future classes, anything specific, let us know. If there's a class that you want us to repeat, not the following week, Tim. Let us know. I mean, a lot of guys said they enjoyed that backyard foundry. Well, maybe next year we do it again and it might be better. Might not. It depends on how much practice I get.
It'll still melt metal one way or the other.
Yeah.
Depends on whether the tide's in, I suppose.
Any other announcements or anything? Steve?
Not that I can think of, just try to make sure you can come next Saturday.
Okay. Bob?
Since our safety rules and insurance rules keep changing, you guys are probably all aware that for any non-edged events, there's a form that needs to be filed with Branch 15 if that's who you're going with. If you want insurance, I have a few of them here today. You can get them off the website. And if you go to edge.org, there on the left-hand side, there is a place you click and it's forms, and you can find it there. If you need one today, get it back to me or to Steve, and we will get it entered into our records so that that event, for example, I do the 4th of July parade in Harrisburg, run the steam engine down there. So I have to, since it's not an edged event, I have to fill that form out and get it on file. So just be aware of that, guys. So the insurance you're paying for, you might as well have. And if you got any questions, see me.
Russ has got a little engine on the trailer over there behind the shop.
Before you guys leave, walk down and look at this. It was supposed to be a 4-horse Woody at Johnny's that he sold me in the middle of the winter. I got it back together on the trailer down there, missing a few parts, which I have at home yet. I just wanted to bring it and show Johnny it's one of his engines out of his junk pile.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Last couple of years, I've been assigning spaces for David.
Okay.
And we haven't talked about this year, but I have all the stuff on my computer at home. And already a couple guys have talked to me, and I can deal with those, but if other people need spaces, or if they know of spaces that are not gonna be used, then it would be helpful for me to know all that. And also what would be helpful is if you're one of the people who show up Friday afternoon before the morning start of this T-Bot, it would be helpful for me to know that too, because the space might or might not be there. So, talk to me. And actually, it's better to, my email address is in the registry, I think, or roster, and I would prefer that. That way, I don't have to rely on my short-term memory that isn't so good anymore.
Perfect.
I'm making a note right now. I'll make sure that we get that in our newsletter too, that if somebody has a change or even confirm with you an email that you're gonna be in your spot, or if they're not gonna be there this year, so you can keep up on that.
Hey, Jim, the other thing is you can drop a note to Tim, our resident newsletter editor.
Okay.
Same thing.
Well, the past practices, and there's a map, and the map doesn't have everyone's name that was in that space. But the practice is then, if you're in that space, you get that space again. And when somebody passes, then another name becomes on the drawing, because there's not enough space there for everything. So there's a drawing, and then there's a tabulation.
And if you get, say, somebody, a new member or something that has never displayed before, talk to somebody, one of us, and, we might have room in our
Right.
areas to where we can sneak in a newbie that has one or two engines, but doesn't know how to show with the ropes and the fire extinguishers and that. I mean,
I already figured that one out.
huh?
I already figured that one out.
Okay.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I mean, our area is pretty good sized, and, if you need a spot, let me know.
So Tim, remind me, make sure I send you that information. That'd be good, that way everybody sees that, because I'm gonna ask them just to send you an email and confirm whether they're gonna be there and need their spot again. Not if there's a change, but no matter what. That way it gives you a better idea who's gonna be where
Yeah.
and whether they're gonna be there or not, so, okay.
Okay.
I have one other thing. This year, they're gonna try enforcing more the fact that you're on a tractor or an E-Z-Go or running a machine out here, that you have a safety ribbon on that says you've read the rules and signed the paper. And there will be wristbands again, if I understand everything right. And they're telling us that they're gonna police it. I don't know how they intend to do that, because there's so many different groups doing so many different things. But for sure, if you're gonna drive a tractor in a parade, you gotta get that ribbon, and you gotta be wearing it. I got it a couple times stuck in my pocket, never got it on my hat, nobody ever questioned me. But they say they're not gonna be that lenient anymore. Another result of insurance. We gotta be more careful. Other than that, what we intend to do here today is we'll read off these rules or bullet points, as we call them, about the forklift. If any of you noticed, it's kind of stuck out here. We didn't get it out of there in time last fall, and all we do is tear things up if we try to get it out of there now.
Yeah, I think you broke rule number one.
We parked it there because the people were driving through between the flower pot and the building, and we're afraid they're gonna tear the corner off the building with their trailer houses and campers.
Well, you prevented anything from going through there now.
Bring other stuff. And I think perhaps the answer is to move the flower pot over there and leave that hole open for them to go around.
You know, there is one more post upstairs that
Yes.
we could extend
Well, that,
out there to kind of
What?
tail that drive-through.
what we talked about doing with that post and maybe another one is continue across the end to the railroad tracks so they can't go through there with the easy goes.
Yeah.
They decided they want to run across that walkway with the easy goes.
Yeah, I think that's one of APMA's goals this year is to get basically a fence up along there to not let you come from either way with a vehicle or anything to go
Great.
across that path.
Great.
Maybe some IEDs.
Yeah. So if nobody else has anything, I'll
I
start off.
got one other thing. I'm on the planning committee and we had a meeting this week. And, the fire museum is close to getting started. When they get their lease, John Deere is gonna add on to their building. But the third thing that I've heard talk about, was first I'd actually seen anything, there's a group of people that preserve old railroad, mostly logging railroad cars and things like that, and they work with Sumter Valley Railroad. And they are working to get a lease to set up track and a shop over near the steam crane and around the pond, and eventually put track on there so that they could run a narrow gauge railroad and have a shop that they could work on restoring and store their stuff. And I think that would be a real asset to have a steam train on the grounds. They don't currently own a locomotive, but they said they have members that do, that just are excited when they think of some place they can actually run their train.
Are they gonna try to integrate it with the existing track?
No, because it's standard gauge. So
Well, I guess you have to put a third rail.
yeah, and the trolley doesn't have that.
Yeah.
So it would basically be a loop around the pond. It would go to the far end of logging, right up against Carr, come along the back of Cat, and come around the fire pond. And then their shop would be just to the north of the steam crane, and they would have some spurs in there. And so their goal would be they would come in the sun, and during demonstrations, they would dump logs into the pond. It'd be dry at the time, and then they would yard them out with other things. And so they're working with logging and trolley, because trolley's gonna have to give up some of their property. And but I think it would be a real asset to have a steam locomotive running around on the ground. So anyhow, that's just for your information. It doesn't really affect us, but I think it'd be a neat thing to have. So
What size is it?
it's narrow gauge, whatever that is.
Well, they got 30 in, they got,
36.
I-
They're 36.
I think I think it's 36. But it's what isn't that what most of the little logging railroads were?
A lot of them were. Sumter Valley's 36.
And that's pretty much the standard.
I think, yeah. So,
Skagway's 36, I think.
yeah,
Yeah. A lot of Sumter Valley stuff went up there, and a lot of that stuff came down here.
yeah. So I think that's what it is. But these guys have restored several old cars, and they own some of those. And there was, the president of that organization's up in BC, but the vice president and treasurer and secretary were here, and they're from Camas, Camas, Portland, and someplace, someplace in the Portland area, I think, so, or Seattle, I guess it was, so they're kind of all over, but it's closer than Sumter Valley to come here for those guys, so.
If you hear of them having a meeting again, I would like to attend, because I'm one of the guys who got to write the lease.
Well, yeah, this was the planning, you know, their initial, for what they were looking for, and we sent them back with a bunch of homework, you know, the things to do to come back again, so, but it was all positive, so.
Written proposal,
Yeah, and to have letters from anybody they're gonna have to get leases released from, that they're all good with that. And I think everybody is, it's just they need to get those things in writing, so.
okay. Anybody else have anything before we start forklifting? Or lift trucking? In the industry, they don't call them forklifts, they call them several different names, but every time I talk about a forklift on the phone, the guy wants to know what kind of a machine it is.
Well, aren't they all Hysters?
But yeah.
Nice,
Yeah, that's it, they're all high.
They're all high.
Used to be all promos.
Okay, so I'll start reading this off unless you wanna read it.
I can, it's up to you.
Oh, go ahead, you got a gooder voice.
Okay. Basically, guys, we put this together, and this is part of the training, and then we'll do hands-on, you know, for those that want it. Basically, walk around the machine so you're aware of its size. And with a forklift, it steers differently, so you gotta be aware of the ass end, because it sticks out there, and you can't see it. And you won't know that you bumped into anything because of the weight of it. So you've got to be aware of how much you're sticking out behind you. Make sure the tires are inflated, unless it's a solid rubber tire, but ours are pneumatic. Low tire pressure to hazard, because when you get a load, it'll want to shift on the machine. Remember, this machine is extremely heavy, and the ground is extremely soft.
11,000 pounds, just the machine without a load, whatever you put on.
Make sure you know all the controls and what they do before attempting to operate the forklift. What I normally do on any forklift, as soon as I get on there, I familiarize myself with the controls, because every control is basically the same, but some controls are more sensitive than others, and so you want to have that feel for the machine. Do not use the machine if any of the fluid levels are not up to operating levels. Test the brakes as soon as you are moving to know what to expect. Some forklifts that used to be on this ground, you expected no brakes. So, I mean, you want to test them and be aware of what takes to stop and start. And like with our forklift here, with no tread on the tires, it doesn't take a whole lot of moisture on the grass to spin. So you've got to be aware of the ground conditions, and like with our forklift, where that mast sticks up so high, you're pruning trees going through the infield. And that's why we usually rent a forklift for the swap meet, because it's a little bit smaller and easier to get in between things.
And this one, if this sits all winter as it has now, not moved, the brakes are probably stuck to the ground. Another reason we haven't tried to get it out of there is because all we're gonna do is just drag a groove in the ground.
Right.
So every forklift is different. I don't care if there's two identical forklifts side by side, they work different from each other. And you just gotta familiarize yourself, because some of them have a clutch. Most forklifts that have a torque converter in them, the left foot pedal, if you touch it, it releases that torque converter, so you're in neutral. If you touch the other brake, it stays in gear. So depending on what you're doing with the load, depends on which pedal you step on. If you're up to something close and you want to raise that boom way up, you step on the pedal that releases the converter and step on the throttle, then you got a little more speed doing what you're doing. So, they're each and every one, there's, I think, 7 forklifts out on this grounds, and no 2 of them run alike.
And along those lines, when we rent forklifts, many of them are hydrostatic.
Right.
Which is a whole other thing. But if you're gonna operate a forklift, and you've been through our training, and if you've got your little card and all that, if you get on a machine that isn't familiar to you, don't do anything till you find out from somebody who knows, to make sure that you can do it without having a problem that's embarrassing for you or somebody that's hurt.
Now, during the swap meet, when we rent a forklift, we really try to limit the people using the forklift. Usually ends up being myself, Les, George, but we're always open to more people to volunteer, and just check with me and, or Les and George, and we'll get you checked out on that rental forklifts of where you can take a stint on it during swap meet.
5 minutes, and that's worth its weight in gold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Anytime you can
The
get
guy
off
that
that
wants his
forklift
engine
for 5
running can
minutes.
wait 5 minutes.
Remember that forklifts steer from the rear, so you need to watch closely while you're operating. Most people are not familiar with this and may stand close beside you. When operating it during the show, the general public is ignorant. They will stand right behind you, they will stand right in front of you, they will stand to the side of you, and if you're trying to load, don't be hesitant to say, hey, you know, I need to move, or you need to watch out, because they'll stand right there until you run over them. And they're oblivious to the machine.
well, and people think they're helping, they'll be talking to you, and you're supposed to be watching the load and watching your spotter. This guy will be shouting in your ear about something that has nothing to do with what you're trying to accomplish. So if it gets to that point, just stop what you're doing and say, okay, you go away, or I'm gonna watch you and nobody else. Because the guy on the forklift can't always see what's going on out there.
Yeah.
And you get a 11,000-pound forklift and somebody cranks the wheel sideways and runs over your foot, there's gonna be an impression of your foot in the ground.
There again, if it's possible to have a spotter, someone on the ground who is watching for you, watch only the person and be aware that others also confuse the operator. That's what Wes was saying, you know.
Yeah, they just, people don't understand. You're running the machine and you have to concentrate.
No one else can ride on the forklift, at any time. Only one person at a time on the forklift, and that's the operator. A lot of times, again, during swap meet, they'll catch you up here, and their load is out in the back. Well, can I ride with you to the back? No. And you've got to be firm with that. You just cannot do it. And if you've got a load on there, they can walk alongside and steady their load, but they cannot ride on the forks and steady the load while you're running. It just, our safety officer comes unglued, and we really don't want to do that.
It can get ugly.
Yes, it can.
Well, what I've done several times when people, you start to go and they jump up and sit on the side, I just stop. And say, we can't do that out here. And that usually gets the message across.
The situations like here are more critical than if you're moving stuff around your shop. There's nobody else around. If you do bump into something, you say, dang. But, you know, we don't do that here because we have a crowd that's mixed with us, and you don't want anybody to get hurt, you don't want to get distracted, and you just gotta be firm. If someone's rattling in your ear, you gotta tell them, I can't talk to you right now.
Now,
And you
Set them
don't,
aside.
you don't wanna drop a $205,000 engine off of your work, either.
No.
and that's what I do, and we've talked about this, is like during swap meet, if you're on the forklift, there's a few chains on the forklift, but not too many. If somebody has you and you're going to pick up a load, I always let them chain it to the forks and determine how to pick it up. You may make suggestions, but they are actually hooking up the chains and that, because, again, if you're moving a $100 engine or a $10,000 engine, me personally, I don't want to damage it. So if they are, you can make suggestions, and I usually do, but a lot of times when they're going to pick them up, they're wrapping chains around igniter parts and this kind of stuff, that as soon as you put tension on, they snap off. So let them hook up their own chains, that way if it snaps off, it's on them.
But the ultimate safety is on you,
Right.
as far as injury and things like that.
Now, a lot of times, and again, I'm gonna go back to swap meet, because that's where I spend most of my time on the forklift, is like a lot of guys don't know how, if they're new to the hobby, they don't know how to pick up an engine. They're gonna wrap the chain around the flywheels and the hopper and go from there. And if they're picking it up on the top of the flywheels, they run the chance of bending the crank. So I always make suggestions on where they should run the chain and that kind of stuff. Up to them ultimately, but the other thing is, if it doesn't look safe, back away from it. I mean, we don't want to hurt anybody or anything. If someone else is moving the load, there should be, make sure it's moved without issues. On these grounds, it's so rough that you want to travel with it as low ground as possible, because there's so many divots in here that you hit a bump, an engine is sliding off the steel forks, and you're causing damage. So we try to avoid that. Many accidents are from raised mass striking objects above you. As an operator, you're responsible for any problems that occur. You know, depending on where you're at, be aware of the power lines. Because there has been times when power lines down here have been removed. Not by me, but I mean.
Never mind.
Yeah. So, you know, just kind of be aware, and then the other thing is be aware of the water faucets that are sticking up in the ground, that you don't want to knock them off, because a lot of us don't know where the shutoffs are, unless Harold's around.
And driving a forklift around is like driving a backhoe with a bucket on the back swinging around.
Yep.
You're gonna clip things. If you sneak by something and there's 6 inches and you say, I can get by, and you start turning and hear a crunch, you misjudged.
So that's pretty much the basics on the rules. I mean, it's a lot of common sense. There's a lot of things that we do with a forklift that probably technically shouldn't be done. But I mean, a lot of times you'll put a C-clamp on the end just to keep the chain from pulling off the forks. Because I don't think there's a hole in, most rental forks do not have a hole in the end of the forks, because then that damages the fork.
Takes away from the integrity of the fork, it can't break off. OSHA says it's a no-no, so no rented forklift is gonna have a hole for a ball or a pin in the end of the fork. And one thing we need to emphasize is if you put something steel on a steel fork, it's gonna slide. You gotta go very slow and very easy. If you can put anything between that, like a little sliver of plywood or a piece of wood between those two items, then it acts as a brake. But all something's gotta do is move a little bit, and you panic, touch the brake, it just slides off the forks. It's just like ice.
So I guess the next question is, how many of you are actually wanting and planning to drive the forklift? Aha, an APMA person. I recognize the best.
We've been running for that 7 years out here.
Yeah. Now, I've got a question. Are you guys branch 15 members?
We were for the insurance at one time, but I couldn't really swear to it.
Are you Steam Fiends members?
Yes.
Okay, Steam Fiends, you are edged it, but
If you pay the full membership, they got kind of a split membership.
Okay.
If you pay the full one with the Steam Fiends, you are an edge.
Yeah, we pay full every
But-
year.
now with our certification here, it's only for our forklift, not the grounds, the ATMA forklifts that you guys normally drive. This is just for ours, and ours is for branch 15 members only.
I think Harold and Chuck are the guys you need to see to get your cards if they've expired for the APMA forklifts.
Yeah, I think last time we got ours was in 2011.
Yeah, so.
So I mean,
Harold or Chuck will be the guys to fix you up there.
I mean, now, if you guys wanna join us, then you could use, but there, that's why we ended up getting a forklift, is because a lot of times, trying to find a forklift during the show, and the guys wanna unload their engines and that, so that's why it's for branch 15 members only.
Even if you get one that's strictly assigned to you, it'll disappear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, so that way,
They're
this forklift here, we really strictly branch 15 members only.
And it has an odd set of forks on it. They're very wide and thin, they're for plywood. They spring a lot, you can't, the forklift will pick it up, but the forks won't. They just bend. And they don't come clear together because it's got a side shift mechanism, which is wonderful until you try to scoot them together to put something on them. So, like I say, every forklift is different.
They're not two of them the same.
And eventually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and work on either changing the whole mast or trying to find a different fork configuration that will go on it, but
Can't we build a platform that would split the forks into, and give you a flat area to set engines on?
We could,
Wouldn't that work well?
we could quite easily.
yeah, but sometimes though, that when you're trying to get in between axles on an engine or
okay.
something like that,
I'll just make it under 1,000 pounds so you take it off.
thanks. But I mean, that's for your guys' information, so, you know, I'm not telling you you can't drive ours, but you only have to be a member of it.
Just be a-
But I mean, that's just, the board decided that because otherwise it would be chasing it all over the grounds.
And they
Chase
even
ours
do-
all over the crap.
We'd be
So-
happy to accept your membership.
Yeah.
And
And,
that way you're covered by the insurance.
yeah, but if you're Steam Fiends, you're there too, so. Anybody else that is planning to use the forklift?
Only if I have to.
Yeah.
Say, Frank,
Yeah, Bill.
I don't know if this is possible to do today, I talked to Bob about it, but if there was a way, Dave Gallen asked me to pick up a cultivator that's down here. So
Yeah.
if we needed an exercise with a forklift, I brought my flatbed trailer to put it on, but if it's not possible to do today, it's not a big deal.
You all,
Get one more for
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because we can't get this one out.
Yeah, I follow that.
And this way, if you get an
That's
extra
an
stuck,
app,
then that way we don't have to
guys.
dig it out.
Everybody's right here.
Yeah, I said, we
All right.
could get that
Okay.
up out there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So other than that, I think that's about all we've got.
I think, we should go out and just do a walk around on
Hmm.
the thing and talk about some of the features.
And see if it'll start, we can raise it and lower it. and-
And if few of us can make it start up and do things and
Yeah,
stuff.
well,
Just can't
I'll
make it go.
It always starts.
If you're gonna operate our forklift, before you're done, we want you to sign a sheet that says you have taken this class, if you will.
This Reader's Digest version?
Yeah, and on today's, we'll probably put a note on there that the driving test was not performed, because we just can't do it with this.
But before swap meet, if you get with us before swap meet, Bob, myself, check you out on the forklift, or before showtime, you know, catch one of us when we're not busy, which, so,
Try retiring, then you're busy.
I'd like to.
Me too.
I recommend it.
So, other than that, yeah, Wayne.
A lot of us did take that test years ago, actually a couple of times over the years, so we don't need to do it again, do we?
Yeah, just get new cards.
A lot of us over the last few years have taken the driving test of it and so we don't need to do that again, do we?
I believe the card is good for
2 years.
2 years, give or take. I mean, I don't know if I know I've got an APMA card, but I can't remember if I can,
They did not ask me to take the driving test again for the Atlas card, but I'm not sure what our insurance policy would say if we didn't actually do the driving test. But that's neither here nor there today, we can't do it.
No.
Oh, well,
So,
we
but I
could
mean-
go get the yellow forklift and use it, Wappies, not Wappies, Atlas, because we have permission to use that, just as everybody else on the ground does. But I'm not kidding you, if you get 6 inches off of the gravel, you're gonna have to go find your tractor that runs.
I don't think you're gonna have to get that far off today.
Pretty sorry about that.
So the good news is, when I leave here, I'm going over to do steam engine class instruction. When they're fired up, if you got a long enough chain, we'll pull you out.
Well,
Well,
anybody have anything else, I'll go get the bottle out of the forklift.
okay, I think that's it.
So I got a strap, you guys got your chains? They'll have steam over there in an hour or so.
Different.
Hard start.
Sometimes the old technology is the only way to go.
I did take a picture of it. something new here today, guys. But this forklift, because of the side shift, you can't see through the mast as well. So you've almost got to have a spotter out there. If you look at those forks, they're so thin that there's not a ton of strength there. That's why you buy a good battery when you buy one. That's it all winter. It's only been started once.
Wow.
This one have a Continental in it,
Yep.
a good old engine.
And it was rebuilt before we got it.
Ooh, that's good. Run on propane, they're good for a long time.
Oh.
Hey. Rehab was gonna see what he could find out about why our stuff comes off the rollers. I never did hear from him. The hose comes off the roller? Oh, yeah. I put that blade up there and you get up and then when you tilt back or something, it gets slack. And you just touch a tree limb and them hoses come right off. Yep. And when certain operation you do, it pulls them back. And I don't remember how it does. But if you look, that top bracket is down. And I like to take it off and heat it up and straighten it out, and that might help. If it's kind of leaning out,
I'm not sure you'd even have to take it off. I think if you hit it with the right thing, the right weight, it'll bring it
well, I had the rollers all off and put bearings in them and everything, and that piece of iron is plenty strong.
I have a press that would flatten it.
Yeah, but you got to get it off of there.
Yeah.
And when it's off of there, you can't see what you got to bend.
On the angle bracket?
Yeah. I think what you got to do, oh yeah, you can see that part.
Yeah.
I think it's got to go up too.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I think it's stand up under something and push down on the bolts.
Is that? I like your hat there.
Oh,
Is
my
that-
daughter gave it
Oh, I
to me.
forgot to
Is that
tell-
from Browning
There's
or?
volunteer buttons
Oh.
available now.
My daughter works for a company that does embroidery work,
Anybody who's
Oh.
out here
and,
telling the
she had the
public they're
hat,
working.
and she had that just had that
Needs to
deer
put
print
one
of them on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next week, especially.
Frank says, I'd sure like to have a shorter mast.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to get it in the doors in the winter.
Yeah.
A little short triple.
We don't need tall.
Not for what we do.
Yeah, it works pretty good though.
Make a hell of a bang for that, couldn't you? Drop something off.
Oh, man. What I'm doing is going slow. If this fork is leaked down, that means that the fluid got past the seal and it's all in the top of this mast. This is a return pipe from the top of the mast back to the reservoir. So if I go up slow, any fluid that's leaked past that ramp will go back to the reservoir. If I go up fast, it'll hydraulically blow that line. Waste of experience. Mine has a plastic line on it. Looks like we need oil that chain too, don't we?
There you go.
There. See the hose come loose?
Yeah.
Right when he hit that bar.
Yeah. It almost looks like it's trying to cut the hose there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. see what went on there. But now that hose is slack.
It looks to me like it needs a blade on both sides.
Yeah, but if we take that bracket off and fix it, that'll make a lot of difference in the angle. And I found out later, after we had these hoses installed, they're not truly the right hose. They're stiffer than the hose that would normally be there.
You need Synflex. Forklift hose.
If we stuck a guide plate on the inside straight to that bracket, made it a little bit bigger.
It can't go bigger because you saw what it did right there. It had the one guy there.
Okay. Just to have it on both sides, I think
We straightened that out and got it square. And it'd be easy to put, that's just a saw blade with the teeth ground off. And never a guy that does it.
if you stuck another one just like it on the inboard side,
I never told them to always mark it with the forks down so you don't trip on them. A lot of things we didn't actually do.
Right.
well, if anybody does the actual,
Yeah.
catch it then.
Yeah. Somewhere besides that little sheet there, is there another set of rules, like 1 to 15 or something? I think that's in my computer.
I'm still digging. I got not quite everything. They came back piecemeal.
I did see that Les and Harlan's pretty happy.
Hey guys, we're still out here at Powerland Heritage Park and just checking out what else is going on. And look at this nice line of Cockshut tractors that they got under storage here. That's nice. A couple Minneapolis Molines. Very nice. Very nice. Alright. That's it. Get some more stuff. There's a couple of Case and a Mini Mo. Some nice. I don't know. But they have some nice things in here. Alright, cool. Mm-hmm.
0.001.
Mm-hmm.
I know when it hits 15. You'll be your first weekend.
Assuming I'm not in Nevada, I'll make it.
And now everybody will camp out there on the first week of April weekend.
Taking a break already?
Somebody will come by and watch to us, I can hand them some more.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, a couple of them got too close and handed off. They went to work. Equipment works better when it's cleaned up.
Mm.
Perceived pressure because of expansion. It's like
Somebody else.
Somebody else. Well, I was just wondering, you could shut off the page, so I was saying shut off. Because if we were able to blow the whistle on 0 PSI, those kind of make me think that.
Oh, I see, right. Okay. Oh, you got like an infrared reader? Okay, okay.
Yeah, fire was, we just,
Technical term. Poker.
Does that make sense, Boo? We got all excited. False alarm.
yeah, I was really expecting that the gauge was.
And you see how the blower went, and then it just fizzled out. Like he's saying, it's starting to heat up. It expands. It's awesome. Creating a little pressure, but it's just that little puff, and then it just fizzled out. Well, you know that pressure gauge is working, right?
Blew the whistle and lost the pressure.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh.
Down.
Huh. Yeah, he talked about that. That came up during our forklift class that maybe we could get something to pull that out of there.
Yeah.
But they were like, one of the guys was like, well, I'm not sure we want to do that because unless you lift it up,
Right.
it's going to create a rut.
Yeah. Yeah, he said he's probably going to use this today to go and pull that forklift out of there.
That would be interesting,
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess. Oh, one time we were out here during one of their shows, and there was a guy on a gas engine, tractor. I forget what size it was, but I mean it was like 30s or 40s, so it wasn't a big giant, but he stalled it, and he had to get another guy on another tractor, hook it up to the front, and pull him so he could get it started again. And then once they got it started, they could, stop and unhook and get going again. But yeah, I've seen that kind of a thing happen a couple times where they do that kind of thing, kind of in a daisy chain, or not. Technically not safe, but.
And he wander off.
That's
We'd be coming home from church and they'd say,
blow the fire down.
that's on the wife, and they walk around looking for
Oh, you
something.
guys, could you maybe open the
On the
dance
vacant
room?
property.
Could you maybe open
You
that?
guys need help? Yeah, Gary walked off, I didn't know where he went. Like, they just went to go get some lunch,
What I would
came
do
out
is
the
I
door
would
and he
get
was gone.
the fire out.
Well, he went to
Yeah.
his daughter's
That's
house,
what I
down
did.
the road there, when his
Engine
daughter
air
should have called and said he was there. Everybody wondered where the guy went off.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of how I got to meet my mom. She started doing these random things, and my dad would have to, when we got up,
The whole
he'd have to
thing.
get up and just like
got tongs, we got a scraper.
What I did
Once a week in Portland,
Pour everything out.
walks off and gets
is
lost.
I just told everybody, get out of my way. And I started pulling it up and kicking them off the back. I wanted to get the burning material out.
Yeah.
Now, if it runs out of water, who cares?
Well, so then, both my parents.
Now it's just gonna cool down. Then you can fix it. So I replaced the gasket, and the next day, we were running.
So we're all just like, great.
Yeah.
But we have to look for it too, especially my oldest sister, because she's 60. My mom started showing so kind of
Nobody got hurt.
symptoms when she was like 3, where she started like eating.
Didn't hurt the engine, didn't damage anything, just
That's my
some
thing.
things.
And I got freaked out.
So you have to kind of think about that. If you blow a gasket, you don't run. That's inappropriate. You
then you'll
don't panic
really
and trying to add water, it's losing water faster than you can add it.
You know the song by
So, you know, you just want to stop the heat source so it isn't trying to make
Oh my
boiling
God.
water.
I know exactly who I want to
Right.
see, and I can't believe I can't remember this person's name right now. This is freaking me
That's
out.
why we keep our water glass.
Well, I forget somebody's name, or something else, we don't know,
But you're gonna lose that water
I go through
glass
that.
real fast.
Yeah.
And I just go, hey, just thinking of the name.
Yep,
All the way through.
got 'em 2 bars.
Get to that one letter, and then,
Bob Marley.
and then bam, I remember every person's name, I could just, that's my way of doing it. Sometimes I can't remember, I'm on the right letter. Well, I finally figured name, I was on the right letter, so I just go, hey.
So what temperature do you think we're at? What temperature does water boil at?
200 something.
Last summertime I did, I couldn't get the name, yeah,
Boils to sea
so,
level at 212.
but I got the name, I couldn't get the name, but I was on the right letter, I was on the right
Will it be
letter.
when we get to 100 pounds? We'll talk about that in class.
I got all the way through the alphabet. The last letter is Z, so A, Zach.
You go through that bus and everything.
Somewhere between 338 and 340.
Almost the top.
If you put any 338, 339, or 340, you're gonna get credit for it.
Yeah, my folks have me late.
All depends on which chart you look at.
I can't imagine operating one of these back in the South.
No, but they have these.
So it's just right on the edge of making pressure.
Florida Fly Wheelers Association.
Okay, Jason, real fast. Is it a bad place to kayak at?
Well, they got one out there in the second floor.
Five wheelers.
Florida Fly Wheelers.
So that's one of the reasons you haven't experienced,
They do their steam up. Like park.
Knocking around in there, leveling out.
Yeah, we could use a lot of wood trucks.
and at what point do we close the dampers? At what point do we close both dampers?
When do you close the dampers? When you want to slow the fire down.
Have they lifted the needle yet?
Okay, go ahead, let's get some wood. I find it best.
They did a little bit ago.
Maybe we should have one person throwing in wood together. So,
Yeah. Just one.
Take the poker and put it where you want it.
Yeah.
Not a big piece of
no, they're just under.
We should be keeping the little ones when you fire up there.
Yeah, I gotta put that on.
Excuse me, Kyle.
There you go, that's good.
This side's full of that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's run these.
On your knees. Yeah, just sit on your knees and turn around and I'm evil.
Yeah, that's the thing. Once this class is over, I'm gonna have to figure out how I can continue to give.
There's at least 3 different ones going on, but around here it seems like
Alright, dang it, I can't be here all
You
day.
can
everything about a good weather.
fire up.
Everything's happening at the same time.
Go ahead and load up this. We're
I
up,
mean,
we're
they've
up,
been doing all this
we're,
after this.
we're not gonna worry about damage or anything.
Well, yeah, alright, is that almost good, maybe?
May want to poke it around a little bit.
Level it out.
They got lots of, they got all kinds of stuff that you can do.
I think I could, I don't think I could fit inside the firebox.
Yeah, we were up to 3 notches and then we turned on the blower, so we ran it down.
Oh,
Got plenty of wood in there now?
Should.
Okay.
I think.
Let's keep the cold air out. Fire, because it doesn't do it any good to run it down, fire it up, run it down, fire it up. The more steady the fire, the better. And once you're working the engine, then you gotta really fire it. If you're threshing, I fired Warren's engine when we were threshing back there a couple of steam ups ago. You're almost putting wood in as fast as you can. You got the damper open, you got the draft just flying because you're working the engine. The exhaust from the engine is drafting it even better than normal. And you're going through the wood like popcorn. You know, it's like a cart. It's throttled out. And that's what you're doing here. You're dumping the fuel to it. So you have to manage it. What's the other thing that you need to manage when you're working an engine? Water. It's better for an engine to have something set where you get a continuous amount of water at approximately the level that you're using it. So you're adding fire, adding heat, you're keeping the water level as close as you can, and you're pulling steam off to do work. If you can keep all that as coordinated as possible, better for the engine, better for performance. You haven't lived until you let the steam go down and the thresherman starts yelling and screaming at you. He's gonna let you know. When I used to fire a locomotive down in Wairika, we had a grade we climbed, and it was a balancing act between how much water do you put in when you go up and your glass goes rising up versus going down the other side. When the glass goes down, you want to have enough so that you don't get the water off the crown sheet going down, but you got to have enough fire going up, because you're going to catch the wrath of the fireman if you let the steam go down while he's pulling some cars up the hill. Might not even be nice words, I don't know, but you know, they don't like that. That's your responsibility as a fireman. Water and keep the fuel going and the fire. And going down the other side, then it's going to want to shoot up and pop the relief valve. They're going to yell at you for that too, because you're wasting fuel and wasting, you know. In the ideal world, everything is steady. You go over the hill, you just lighten up the throttle a little bit like your car. Not quite that way with these guys, they don't act quite that fast. Fortunately with oil, you can turn the fire up and down pretty quick. But so it's important if you're doing things with it, as you'll see at Steam Up, when they're running the threshers back there, they'll dog over there and everything, and then they'll, as they get it set up, set their RPM and actually get going, then it's a madhouse getting enough wood coming that you don't run out of wood. You got somebody shoveling wood over there, managing your fire, and the fireman is managing the water, and the engineer is on the throttle and all of that stuff. And
How fast is the water when you're really running it, like you're saying, doing that? Does the water level out pretty fast? Or
you'll use it up pretty quick.
is there any, I asked this question last week at the thing, but I asked it again, because I think I got the answer I wanted to hear. But there's no, at any time you don't have either the pump or the injector on, when the machine's running. You can have it pumping, you will have it,
no.
instead of right here, you just manage it when you need it.
If you're running it hard.
If you're running hard, you're gonna have one of
You
those.
should have it on a setting that kind of keeps up with it.
Okay, so it is on, so
And
that's
then
on.
if you shut the thresher down, for example, what?
I'm gonna get a lunch.
Okay, all right,
I'll be back.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you come back.
Just starting to build steam, Gary.
So you would, there is a time when
Tell them about this special job you got going.
Yeah, we're gonna use it as a tow truck today.
Mm-hmm. Try
That's the
to.
plan anyhow.
So there is an application where you would.
You do.
Definitely would.
Yeah,
have-
and, for example, on the injector, you can throttle it on your feed water down below. And you can pinch it down or you can run it wide open. You set it at a level that keeps that glass pretty constant where it doesn't go down and oh my God, you know, and you
Right.
shoot a bunch of water in there. And
you
you
put
oh,
the-
now it's too full. You get where it's kind of like going down the road, driving your car. You know about how much throttle they add.
Yeah.
And it's a similar kind of thing.
Because you wouldn't want to put, I might be wrong, I'm just gonna ask the question, but you wouldn't want it to go down and then introduce a lot of that cold water and it would take a long time for that.
Not if you don't have to.
Right, because then you gotta wait for that to
Now,
heat
the
up.
minute that the thresherman says, okay, shut it down, I gotta change a valve, or now, you have to make some adjustments as well. So if you've got it hard fired and you got the water flying, and now all of a sudden you got no load on it, and you shut it off, now you've got to shut the water off and damper it.
Cut the fire loose.
Yeah, because if you don't, it's gonna just sit there and blow the pop, blow the pop. Somebody,
That's one of the
who
fastest ways.
is cognizant will probably yell at you that you're a very poor fireman.
That's it.
But you tell them I don't get paid very much either.
Mm-hmm.
Closing that damper is the quickest way.
Closing the damper will lower the heat load to it. Can we go check that again, see how we're doing? Well, you can do it in the blower. Don't just spin it. Crack it. Should have a little hiss up there. Steady head. Okay, keep it like that. That'll help our fire. Well, what I'm trying to do is just kind of point out to you guys some of the working conditions, rather than just we can go forward, we can go backwards, we can turn, we can this, we can that.
I'm kind of learning what to do. Two of them. Running over the guys with it. I don't know, last week we were moving that lever, it wouldn't go, we were pulling it back. I didn't really know why we were doing what we were
There's kind
doing.
of an art to rocking them, and every one is a little different.
No one would have-
Two-cylinder ones like this one, no problem.
But knowing where that crank position was.
And
Now it makes a
worst
difference
case,
when you look at it.
You disengage the clutch and you turn the flywheel 90 degrees or at least enough to get it off the top or bottom center, and then you start over. Sometimes I can shake them off when they seem like they're right on the top. I can shake them off, but you got to know your engine.
But not knowing what.
And sometimes what I'll do is I'll disengage it so I can shake it off more easily, and then start over in a better position.
But not know, doing it when we were doing it, it was making it do what it do. I didn't really know why we were doing it.
Knack to it. You'll have some residual steam in the steam chest, and when you rock it, it will, if it's not on dead center, it'll go one way or the other. And then when you put it in the position that you want to go, you got to pretty quickly tap the steam, because if you get it all the way over there and it goes, now you can turn it over. So you've got to kind of rock, and then hit it pretty quick as you're putting it into that position. But it all just takes practice.
We want to maintain that momentum of the flywheel once you put it in position it turns with it. You want to have steam to maintain the momentum.
You don't want it to just stop again and make you start over.
But knowing where that,
How we doing, fire
where that
guys?
crank, where the position of that crank is what I was getting.
Remember what he said about a steady fire, though? You don't want to let it die down and build up, so it's just, we're trying to really get some steam now, so we want to be like constantly adding a couple pieces.
Go ahead and add some more to it. We're at a point where we're not going to hurt it.
And make it quick. You don't want to leave the door open forever.
Mm-hmm.
And get the poker handy so you can turn it around.
We got some questions.
Guys like me can toss them up there, but, you know.
Hot day, starting at 6 a.m. You're out of your tractor at 2 a.m.
Way up in the front.
So it's great to go at 6 a.m., right?
So you see why they start right here at 6 on Steve days.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, way up in the front.
Okay, just keep loading, and now that you're there, you can adjust them once you get some in there. Put as many as you can over there, but it's fine, you got a hole right there anyhow. That's fine. Keep that one there.
Over there to the far right, too, there's a hole. In the very back right corner, you got a hole there.
Okay, so, back,
Here you go.
right.
Yeah. Right door and to the right.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Right, yeah, shove it over a little more, to the right. Oh.
If you're close, don't worry about it until you get done loading them, and then just kick them around with the pick.
Yes, dear.
Imagine trying to pull that out of there.
Yeah.
Don't get sidetracked.
That's a good level to look
Yes,
at.
he was saying is close something, get out as quickly as you can.
Like, one more, that should,
Fire.
Pretty good load?
yeah, that should be
Okay,
good.
they said that,
All right, here.
I can see why you would panic now looking at it though. I mean, at the time you're like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Now you're like, oh, that's
Wire in to fire harder.
So that is induced draft. Yeah. And same when you're exhausting steam as well.
You take a fan. And you gotta put the smoke around. The smoke tends to get in behind that airflow and go with it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way I know how to explain it.
It looks like it's close.
I'm gonna go check it because what you gotta be kind of careful of if somebody's ended up too tight. You probably have a rough time getting it to open.
So it's closed, you guys.
Before we roll the engine over, don't forget we're gonna pump some oil in to make sure that the cylinder is lubricated before we start it up. Don't want to start it up dry or it'll.
I can get 100 turns on this. 100 turns on this.
I've heard everything from 20 to 100.
Okay. He did 100 because that's the worst thing to do on his last
Well, it won't hurt anything.
Right.
And for safety reasons, on this valve here, you put a plug in it. That's an insurance hole. So if somebody went up and spun that thing open, it wouldn't roast them.
Is that the boiler blowdown point?
Yeah. We didn't do any blowdowns last time, did we?
No, that's why I wasn't sure.
Oh, that's fine. We'll do a blowdown today. That's fine.
Oh, what was the question again?
When do you do it? Under load or when there's no load and then there's a third one? We put a question mark next to that one.
We're doing blow down at when?
There were three answers. One was under a heavy load, under a light load. I can't remember what the third one was. I think it was just.
Personally, I like to do it with no load.
Yeah, I think that was the third one.
No load.
I'm not sure what they're going for.
Under, low load is.
I think that third was no load. Yeah.
Light load.
Okay, we think that we have a half a glass of wine. We probably started
I
out,
would think so when things are.
probably started out something a little lower than this.
Yeah.
And that's why we always shut them down with a fairly high glass, because as they cool down and contract, it's going to read a little bit lower.
Yeah.
If you start right down here, this mark on a case engine, this is about the crown sheet right here on a case.
Yeah.
So not all the same. This is what they recommend as the minimum operating level. it's gonna commensurate with this one here. And
Like you do the wrong.
you don't wanna shut them off there, because then they're gonna be down here. And you really, to heat up a little extra water is cheap insurance. And if you did have some kind of a leak, it just gives you a little more insurance. So, now, do we believe that glass? How much do we trust it?
We don't.
We don't.
Take the position that, that it's not trustworthy. Why would it not be trustworthy? What things could cause it?
Temperature of the water.
There's dirt, it could be sediment in
The other
the
thing that can happen in these guys
Lime.
is lime.
line.
And if you get it lined up in there and you get a little piece of junk in there,
Yeah,
it may plug one end, and if it did,
right, yeah.
did that, like that, we can simulate what that would do. Think I brought a big enough wrench?
I was expecting Steven today. Oh, okay, Steven.
And we did the blow down, yeah.
Turning the wrong valve, Jane. My fault. And if that was plugged,
Yeah,
we would get an incorrect reading.
right, yeah.
The same would be said for the one up above. So if that was plugged and heck, it's not really tiny bit. If we had a whole bunch of steam, you'd see the effect. We just don't have enough steam to demonstrate that yet. But the thing that you really want to not overlook is doing the tricox,
Yeah,
because they're real. There's nothing to mess you up with them. And with the tricox, if the water, for example, was right here, and you crack this, or let's say the water is just a hair below that, if you crack this too far, it will suck the water in and you'll think you're getting water. So don't open it too far, just open it a little bit.
Starts acting like an injector.
Because
yeah.
it'll just pull it up and in like that if it's close by. But it'll still be below that point. You don't really know if it's this point or above. You can pull water up there and say, oh, it's got water. It probably must be up there somewhere. Not necessarily. Don't believe anything. What are some of the things that can be gotchas when you fire up the dang feed water or feed water being closed? That valve right there needs to be open. Who knows during the week
So inflated,
somebody came along and closed that.
it's a joke or something, or,
For whatever
yeah.
they just got a grip there and they throw everybody cut this off.
Yeah,
You don't know, but that's something that you should check on both of our feed water devices. Is make sure that can pass water.
yeah.
There's one on the other side for the injector. Somebody go over and check that one. Make sure. Because when you're sitting there fighting, trying to make your injector work, and you say, oh, what's wrong, man? I'm doing everything they told me to do.
Oh, yeah. you're cranking,
No less than that.
oh, good.
30 or 40.
Yeah, just making sure it's primed up. So again, you thought Nancy was blowing down.
Oh, sound like that's what he said, like you do at a real low, which would make sense if you're working under load, you don't feel the pressure, oh, I'm gonna blow my motor down now.
I know, yeah. I would say. Yeah, that was the one that kind of stuck me. You just answered it for before rolling over. I didn't know what exactly what it meant. With the question. Yeah. The other one's got little holes. Make it in. That would make sense.
For the lady organizing the church rides every week.
That's important.
So when it gets to about 90, I'm gonna. Or I mean, like, is that red arrow?
No.
So that doesn't mean
That tells you where it's theoretically.
and then also, did I
Early days before you really had finance. Well, you go to the farmer, you sell them. Needed the field rep. Didn't know you were
I only seen Cars 1. I don't think I saw. I might have seen Cars 2. I didn't see the one where it was all about planes. But anyway.
you just drain both sides of the
Why when it comes out of, every time it comes out of the thing there, that's, it's just sorting out of those two.
Yeah, this pressure is gonna make a lot of water.
So soon when that gets hotter,
The cylinder up, not lubricated, and as you go along, it keeps running better and better and better.
there'll be more steam coming out there than water.
What I like to do personally is I run the steam test cracked open a little bit for the simple reason we aren't working on very hard. We're not working generally hard enough to keep that real dry. So I just crack it. I got moisture a little ways. I'm not worried about 100%.
You can feel the heat now.
Give you your staff. Push it kind of towards the front. There's a bunch of empty fire space there. All right, now put these towards the back. All right, that's good.
Okay, fire guys.
Good.
It's getting there.
I'm gonna.
Back it out and just get it out.
Clear.
That's the backup line.
Yeah, clear.
Boy was really moving that old wheel around there, wasn't he?
There's a manual thing on there where you can manually open the relief valve. Is that what he just did?
Yeah, I think
You
so.
push that little lever there. Is that
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Making sure it works, and then
Yeah.
pop off here.
yeah. Kick the tires and light the fires.
People will come around and help.
Somebody stays here. Somebody's in charge of managing the fire while I walk over there, okay? And walk.
Mr. Burns will be glad.
You guys can do it. You can
go
over there and
come in,
practice that water glass exercise again. Maintaining, making sure that machine's not flying to me.
Careful. Oh. Chain dry. Oh, don't. I don't know what he's doing. Go. I don't know. Take some muscle. There you go. Ooh. Gotta turn. Are they making a U-turn? No. Keep turning it. What are they gonna do? Uh-oh. 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 Back it up. Back it up. Ah. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know what they were doing. Okay. He just wanna run it down this way. Okay. Keep turning. There you go. I thought he would go and do the whole around the other way, but they wanted to make a U-turn.
I wasn't going to drive it. I ain't gonna feel back out.
Yeah, there's plenty of room. Plenty of room. Gee. Slow down.
As long as they keep,
Plenty.
Wet bullets over there.
See, we got the fly ball governor there.
they were like these little build-ups that they could go like
Yeah, you get a big mower in there. So there's a There's a steer, and there's a throttleman and a fireman. And the throttleman is in charge of, like, whether you're going forward or backwards and how fast you're going. And the fireman's in charge of the fire, and the steerman is in charge of steering. Hence the name Steerman. I don't know what I did with the screw. Maybe we can get some Sugru in there. So we're gonna try and pull out this Hyster forklift, and I guess they want to pull it out to the road or something. That forklift sat there all winter and got stuck. We gotta come in here and mow all this grass and mow all that grass back there. And okay, here we go. Are we gonna start? Careful in there.
This is pretty mucky.
Yeah. They gotta wrap it around something good that's not gonna go anywhere. see, right now I guess they got it in neutral, and we got enough steam up, and once you got enough pressure, as long as you keep the fire going and the pressure up, and you have enough water, you can do almost anything. That thing is 11,000 pounds, if you weren't here earlier. I don't know, do they have to pop it off again, or? They got the blower on? I don't know. So it looks like they're adding more wood. Oh. Ready. I don't know what they're doing now. Okay. Switching over from GoPro. I don't know if that's gonna make it weird or not. Alright, hey everybody. That was an exciting class, or classes, that we got to go to. So I want to thank the Vice President of Branch 15 and the Safety Officer for going over safety on forklifts, and I want to thank the friends at Western Steam Finds, or Fiends, however they want to say it, for letting us observe their STEAM school class. Yeah, so, okay, yeah, if you want more information about Branch 15, you can go to antiquepowerland.com, and if you want more information about Western Steam Fiends, you can also go to antiquepowerland.com. Yeah, so today, I also wanted to take the time and jump in to, branch out a little bit and talk about, we're going to talk about, since we're at the end of the first or second month of spring, heading into summer, so I thought it would be appropriate to talk about the maintenance for lawn and garden equipment, and then we're gonna branch out and we're gonna talk about the new and emerging equipment or products in the lawn and garden industry. There's some exciting things going on with lawn and garden equipment. Okay, so let's talk about maintenance for your lawn and garden equipment as it is today. We can talk about the future in a little bit, so we'll come back to that. So right now, I mean, a lot of people have gas-powered equipment. So maintenance is important. You wanna make sure that you get out there and you're always fueled up, and you wanna, so for your lawnmowers, specifically for lawnmowers, I don't know a lot about your string trimmers or hedge trimmers, but or your chainsaws, but specifically for your mowers, if you have a push mower or if you have a riding mower, now is a good time of year. If you haven't already, it's a good time of year to check the sharpness of your blades, and you can either sharpen them yourselves or have it professionally done. And another good thing about maintenance of equipment is, especially for lawnmowers, and whether it's a push mower or a riding lawnmower, it's important to make sure when you put it away at the end of the summer for the fall and winter season, it's important to make sure that you use stable fuel stabilizer, because more and more these days, gas that you buy is going to contain ethanol. It's an ethanol mix, and that can deteriorate over time because it is is a biofuel kind of thing. It's not a pure fossil fuel anymore when you go to the gas pump. So if you don't want to have to go and deal with the hassle of cleaning out your, like, having a stuck motor or something because the fuel deteriorated, then put in some fuel stabilizer. It's really quick. You can go down to any store, any hardware store, and buy it, or you can get it online. I'll see if I can put a link to Amazon on there, because I've bought it off of Amazon before. And the other thing is, right now it's a good time to check your oil, and if you have a riding lawnmower, it would be a good time to check your coolant and check your spark plugs. Same for a push mower. Yeah, those I think are all the good things to remember for lawnmowers. Now let's talk a little bit about safety. Safety is important. If you're using any type of power equipment, you want to make sure that you have the proper eye protection, especially if you're using a chainsaw or a line trimmer, or whether you're doing a big swath, or whether you're doing some edging, or just doing some weed eating. You want to make sure that you have eye protection, and whenever you're using power equipment, you want to make sure that you have proper ear protection. And if you're using a chainsaw, again, you want to make sure that you're using proper eye protection, proper ear protection, and you want to have a face shield, maybe. Same goes for your line trimmers. You might want to have a face shield, as well as the proper eye protection, because there can be things, if you're doing a lot of weed eating or edging, there could be things that, pieces of dirt or whatever can come up and hit you in the eye, and you don't want that to happen. But back to the chainsaws for a minute. It's important when you're using a chainsaw to wear the proper chaps. I remember a year or so ago, I watched This Old House, and they were talking about the lawn and garden guy on Ask This Old House was demonstrating why it's important to wear chaps. It's important to wear the proper chainsaw chaps, because if the chainsaw falls and hits the chaps, the garment is designed in a way that it's going to get caught up, and it's not going to tear through the garment. The garment, the fibers of the garment will get tied up and caught in the blade, stopping the blade, preventing the blade from cutting your leg off or whatever. So there you go. There you have it. That is safety maintenance. And now is a good time to do it in the spring, because I don't know, if you haven't already, you've probably gotten out there and done a few passes with the lawnmower, but it's good to think about these maintenance and safety things now. So let's talk about let's get in here. Whoops, sorry. Let's get in here. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. But let's get in here and the main thing that I'm gonna show you about the future of what is the future of power equipment, I do believe, is battery powered lawn and garden equipment. And everybody, and the thing with battery equipment is versatility. And I'll show you these pages, the websites and manufacturers that I found, and everybody has one, whether you're talking Makita, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Black & Decker, Steel now, and everybody is claiming that you get the same quality of power without the maintenance, without the fumes, and without the noise of your gas lawn and garden equipment. There are 2 pages things that I'm going to talk about that are gas powered, but anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so, and see, the beauty of having a wireless mouse is I can bring the mouse here. I'll show you. I can bring the mouse over here to my leg, and it still controls the mouse on the screen. So okay, so the first product that we see here is the Troy-Bilt Flex. Now this, like I said, this is a gas-powered piece of equipment, but as the name suggests, it's not just a lawnmower. So this right here is the power unit. I don't know if you can see that, but they have a blower attachment, snow blower, power washer, and lawnmower. And I know it doesn't look like the mower comes with a bag attachment, but you can buy the mower attachment with a bag if that is your style. This so just a little bit about the power base. This state-of-the-art power base is a 208cc OHV all-season 4-cycle engine. The rugged latch-and-lock system has endured the Troy-Bilt test of quality, with hundreds of hours of accelerated use, and is fully integrated with a self-propelled transmission for easy operation. So there you go. So they have the pressure washer and then a water pump, new for 2016 with a 120 gallon per minute max water flow rate. The high performance flex water pump will displace water from your pond to your pasture or from your basement to your backyard. The 20-foot reinforced suction hose is designed to effectively supply water to the pump in all appropriate pumping applications. So there you go, and then they have the pressure washer. They have a flex pluggerator and a dethatcher attachment and a wood chipper attachment. Look at that. I didn't even notice that before. So they have you can get systems or packages. They even have a log splitter. Look at that. Yeah, I will. Now, I've seen the commercial on TV for this several times, and I recorded it with my cell phone. So I will I'll insert that here. This is that mower I was talking about.
Built for you, with one engine and multiple attachments. So you can get just the tools you need.
It's a Troy build.
Troy Built Flex. When you try it, it just clicks.
I hope you enjoyed watching that commercial. And now we're going to talk a little bit about John Deere power equipment. I think no. Okay, yeah. The big thing in John Deere power or John Deere equipment is the compact utility tractor, and I don't know if you've seen the commercials for the new John Deere power equipment that it's been around for about a year. The big thing is the 33. I think it's on the big thing is the drive over belly mower attachment. And easy. I think they call that the Easy Connect. Oh no, excuse me. They call that the Auto Connect drive over mower decks. And so I believe, let's just take a look here, because I know you want to look. I believe it comes on the 33R and the 3032E and the 2038R and the 2032R, and way down there the 2025R. And I don't know, I don't think that comes on any of their other equipment. They have compact mowing equipment, snow removal, no, that's not all. Yeah, they do have a snowblower, walk behind snowblowers. And they have a tractor mounted snowplow. This is not John Deere specific site, this is Pape Machinery. I should have tried to find for you a specialty tractors. What's that? I don't see anything there that really jumps out at me. Anyways. Oh, they have, this is PAP A, of course. They have the John Deere utility gators. So you can get the recreational utility now, or the crossover utility, or the traditional utility. I think these have been out for a long time, within the last few years, but anyways, utility tractors. Oh. I don't see anything that jumps out at me there. Maybe this guy. We can look at this guy. Yeah, that's it. Like, for John Deere, it looks like the drive over belly mower, the Auto Connect, is only on their compact utility. But PAP A does have Honda power equipment. So there you go. Brief look at that. I wasn't gonna do that, but there you go. And they do have some steel handheld equipment. But it does not look like... Okay, that's a good segue into what I wanted to talk about, which is the new Steel battery series. So, they have, as you can see, they have chainsaws, line trimmers, blowers, and they have lawnmowers, and they even have a circular saw. So they have a wide range of battery options. I'm not, you know, I'm not sure. I think they all run off of, okay, they all, like I said, the thing with battery powered equipment is lawn equipment. And the thing about that is versatility. So you'll see that they all run off of the same batteries. You could take these batteries and, I mean, if you have not, okay, anything steel, you can put any of their batteries into any of their equipment. Or, you know, anything Black & Decker or whatever, you can take, you know, just depends on what brand you have. But, so you, the thing with having a battery system is, I think if you go to anybody, any of the other battery powered tool makers, any of their batteries are going to work in any of their tools. So that's the thing, is versatility. So if you already have a Black & Decker drill or saw, if you have several of their tools, it may be beneficial to you to get several of their lawn and garden equipment. Or if you have, you know, same thing with DeWalt. If you're a DeWalt guy, you might want to go with DeWalt. If you're a Makita or Milwaukee, you might want to go with them. But that's the thing, is versatility. And I know for a fact, you know, already, if you have more than one battery powered tool, which chances are you do, you're gonna need more than one battery. But the fact remains the same, is versatility is the name of the game these days. And like I said, the other name of the game is you don't have the maintenance that gas-powered equipment requires, or the noise. You still get the same power capabilities and same run time I was watching some videos here earlier that if you go to Makita, they have 2 amp hour, 4 amp hour, and 5 amp hour 18 volt batteries. We'll get into that a little bit later, but the guy, I watched his video, and I'll put a link to this video, but the guy in this video I was watching, he was explaining that the higher the number of amp hours, the longer you're going to be able to run your equipment. But anyways, let's look back over here to Stihl. So they have a pole pruners, pole hedge trimmer, and they have 3 mowers. So they have a hedge trimmer and a blower, and so let's see here, let's just products, batteries. Let's look at the batteries, because they even have so they have the AK batteries, which you get, this is that system. But the thing that blew me away was the backpack. So they have the AI series, the AK series, and the AP series. That's what they have in that series. We already looked at the AK series, but we'll look again. And then we can look at the AP series. See this, they have backpack batteries, and they have chargers that you need too, but they have this backpack battery system. So I'll put a link, like I said, I'll put a link to all of these websites in the description of this video on YouTube. If you're watching on CCTV, go and follow me on YouTube so you can get the links to all of these sites. Or just look up your local you know, go check out Home Depot or Lowe's. Yeah, I think we can watch, let's watch another video here. Look at that. I don't know if you could read all that, but there you go. I'll read this little description here for you. This backpack battery supercharges landscaping crews with longer run times, over 10 times more than the AP80. The Stihl AR900 backpack battery delivers exceptional run times to professional landscapers and those with large acreage. Part of the innovative Stihl battery-powered line, the AR900 features more than 10 times the capacity of the AP80. That means up to 11 hours of runtime for products like the excuse me. That means 10 times the capacity of the that means up to 11 hours of runtime for products like the HSA66 hedge trimmer. The battery weighs about 15 pounds and the comfortable shoulder straps, hip belt, and chest strap distribute the weight evenly, reducing operator fatigue. The operator can use the LED indicator lights to check battery charge status before starting a job. No more running out of power halfway through the job. So, there you go. That was what blew me away, was so they have the 900, as you can see, or they have the 3000. Is it gonna show us bigger on that one? Well, anyways, and they have the RMA 370 lawnmower, or the RMA 410, or the RMA 510 lawnmower, and it just depends on what you need for power and what you are looking for. Now both the RMA 370 and RMA 510 you can see have traditional push style mowers, but if we go and we look at the one in the middle, come on, if we look at the one in the middle, you see that it doesn't have two, it only has one limb or bar connecting it to your power unit. So it just depends on, like I said, it depends on what you're doing. It depends on what kind of style you like, but there you have it. Uh-oh. I think I just screwed myself up. I think I deleted one of the sites that I wanted to go to. Yeah, I did. So, well, we'll go through what we've got here, and then I'll come back and, oh, wait a minute. There we go. Okay, that gets me back to what I wanted. So, you can see here we have Black & Decker. They don't really have good pictures, but you can see they have a blower, They even have snow throwing, but they didn't really have a lot of good pictures of their tools, like all in a collection. So, but as you'll notice with Black & Decker and Makita, I think that, well, it looks like Black & Decker is 60 volt, and I think Makita is, so you'll notice with Makita that they are a 36 volt system, and yeah, I think on Black & Decker and I think with Steel, all you need is one battery. But you'll notice with the Makita tools that since they're a 36 volt system, each of their tools takes two 18 volt batteries. But that goes for the whole system. So if you already have two 18 volt batteries, it's really, the snap-in connect systems are really easy these days. That goes for everybody. So you just pop them out of your trimmer and pop them both into the lawnmower, and you're ready to go. As you'll see in the included video for Makita. But let's watch this video here. So the lawnmower takes two of the batteries. But it looks like everything else takes one battery. Look at that saw on the end of that trimmer. That was amazing. So there you go. Just click out of the video. Now you'll notice when we get to DeWalt that DeWalt, they have a handheld blower that's battery powered, and they also have some backpack style blowers. I was looking on the Steel website earlier, and I noticed that they have backpack battery power. I think either battery powered or gas powered sprayers, and Makita. I think they have some backpack gas powered sprayers and blowers too. And also on the Steel website, I noticed that they even have power washers now. So, like I said, the whole thing in the industry now is versatility. And they're all trying to be that one-stop shop for equipment. Funny thing, I even noticed on looking around on the Makita website that Makita even has a battery-powered coffee maker for your job site, if that's your thing. So let's look at Makita. So they have chainsaws, hedge trimmers, pole pruners, string trimmers, They have gas-powered blowers, lawn mowers. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any pictures on the Makita website of the mowers. But I did watch a video of this other guy using it, and I'll make sure that I can put a link to that video in the description on YouTube. But like I said, and so here, like I said with your blowers, so the only kits that they have are, you can either get a blower kit, a chainsaw kit, so they have a 12-inch chainsaw or a 14-inch chainsaw. You can get a trimmer kit, but they don't have a kit, where, at least on the Makita website, they might have a kit somewhere else where they have the mower that comes with everything. But it looks like in your blower kit, and it looks like in these kits up here, you get a blower and you get a die grinder, and you get you either get a blower and a die grinder, chainsaw and a die grinder, or a trimmer and a die grinder. But what was that? Oh, that's steel. That's steel. And that's steel as well. Okay, that's from Pape though. Okay, so if you want more on the Makita stuff, you'll have to go to the link in the description. Like I said, even Milwaukee, look at Milwaukee. They have, so Milwaukee, they don't have a lot in their line. They have a hedge trimmer, as you can see, and they have a line trimmer and a blower. Now let's just take a look here at the hedge trimmer. So it looks like it's just one battery, not a 2-battery system. But each of these, whether it didn't seem to matter whether it was Makita or Milwaukee, the power is instant. You press the trigger and it's there. But they all have where you can control your speed. You can either, just like on a gas chainsaw or on a lawnmower, whether, you know, just like on a riding lawnmower, you can either set it to go, or on some push mowers, you can have your, you can either have a turtle mode or a rabbit mode. So there you go. I don't want to watch the video about the trimmer right now, but here we can look at the pictures for the blower. Oh, and they have a video about the blower too. Okay, well, I have to come back to that because I don't want to do that right now. So it looks like they have two different... No, I thought it looked like they had two different hedge trimmers, but it's or weed eaters, but it's only one each. So there's what the hedge trimmer looks like. And they have a video on that as well, so there you go. Now let's get into DeWalt. Unfortunately, DeWalt doesn't have a lot of pictures. Oh, they do too. Okay, so here's their string trimmers. There's the backpack blowers. And there's your chainsaws. So they have 16-inch chainsaws for all 40 volt lithium ion XR. Okay, and hedge trimmers, 40 volt max lithium ion 22-inch and 22-inch. Okay. But the backpack blowers is what blew me away. So they have a Bear, a dual 7.5 amp hour, and yeah. I'd encourage you to go and watch all the videos that they have on DeWalt. Let's see. So they do have a handheld blower, but it doesn't look like they have any, let's see, what's new? Oh, I wanted to see a picture of the handheld blower, but it doesn't look like they have one on the DeWalt site. But, I mean, you can kind of see it there, and we'll see it here in their featured video.
Introducing 40 volt max outdoor equipment from DeWalt. The performance of traditional gas-powered tools without the fumes, noise, and maintenance required when using gas units. Fueled by DeWalt's 40 volt max lithium-ion batteries and powerful motors, these tools provide the runtime and performance landscapers demand. The string trimmer with variable speed trigger gives you precise speed control when needed with power and performance to tackle thick growth. The dual-line bump feed head clears a full 15 inches. The 22-inch hedge trimmer has a high-output motor and laser-cut blades engineered for clean, fast cuts on branches up to 3/4 of an inch thick. If obstacles are hit during cutting, the friction clutch engages, protecting the transmission. The handheld blower provides the ability to clear heavy debris with an airspeed of up to 120 miles per hour and 400 cubic feet per minute of air volume. This lightweight, ergonomic design is engineered with a variable speed trigger and speed lock to provide full control. The chainsaw is equipped with a powerful motor and a 16-inch bar that glides through a variety of cutting diameters with the cut speed of gas and provides the reliability that comes with battery-powered equipment. Tool-free tensioning system allows for quick bar and chain adjustments with no additional tools required. For optimal convenience, the unit features auto oiling with LubriLink and LubriWell, delivering smooth cuts, long chain life, and reduced maintenance compared to gas-powered chainsaws. The backpack blower features the 40 volt max 7.5 amp hour battery and gives you the option to carry up to 2 batteries, giving you the power to move debris with up to 450 cubic feet per minute of air volume.
Look at that.
140 miles per hour with extended runtime. The control handle features a battery switch that enables you to select
Look at
which
that.
battery to draw energy
That's
from,
what blows
or to
me
lock the
away.
tool off for transport or storage. The handle also includes a full variable speed trigger and a speed lock that is activated and deactivated with the push of a button. And with gas-free operation, it also makes it the ideal solution for indoor cleanup in buildings like stadiums and arenas. Part of the expanding 40 volt max outdoor system, These tools are backed by DeWalt's 3-year limited warranty with 1-year free service and 90-day money-back guarantee. DeWalt 40-volt max outdoor equipment, the only battery-powered lineup for landscapers that's gas performance guaranteed.
And, you know, I just wanted to say that after looking at some videos of Milwaukee, or no, Makita, excuse me, I get confused between those two. But looking at some of the videos out there of Makita tools, the drills or the impact drivers, I'm impressed at what they're doing there. You can check your battery power right on the battery, and some of their drills and impact drivers even come with variable. So they have the variable speed triggers, but you get the control whether you're in, you can say whether you want to be in low gear, turtle mode, or high gear, rabbit mode. So that's something that I didn't know was out there until today. So there you go. I don't know if that's just a Makita thing or if that's across like Black & Decker, DeWalt, but a lot of them have radios now. That's been out there for a while. And they have lights, shop lights or worksite lights too. So if you want to go all cordless, you can go all cordless for everything these days. I saw a video on I'll see if I can find it again. I'm not sure if I can find it again. If I can find it again, I'll show you this video where this guy was showing you how to, something I had never seen before, the maintenance on a gas-powered handheld circular saw. I had never seen such a thing before, so if I can find that video, I'll put a link in the description. Alright, hey, here we are. I have found the website for Greenworks, and we can take a look at their website. Now okay. Okay, here we are on the Greenworks website. So they have a lot of handheld tools as well as outdoor power equipment. Now what blew me away here was battery-powered 40-volt cordless lithium-ion half-gallon air compressor. And they have several different models or lower price clearance. But they also have a 6-gallon air compressor. I think that's battery powered. Yeah, 12 amp hour. Where does the battery go though? Oh no, it's not cordless. There's a cord back there. Thought it was cordless, but it's not. Okay, so let's see, to get back, let's go to the home, let's try that. Tools. Lawn and garden care, that's what we want. Well, I thought that's what we wanted, but you can see they have cultivator, So there, they have a mower. You can see they have a mower. They have string trimmer edger. They have a blower. They have a weed eater. Then they have a corded hedge trimmer. Cordless hedge trimmer, I think. They even have a yard chipper. And I think I saw on here that they have a blower. They have this blower. And then they have that blower. I don't know if that's different or not. Hey, everybody. Okay. I switched over from the GoPro to the cell phone here. But now, if I want to show you the website, I gotta turn the phone around. So, here you go. Like I said, they have a string trimmer, hedge trimmer. Looks like you got two different. No, I thought they're all 40 volt. It looks like. They have a pole saw kit. This is an 80 volt string trimmer. They have an edger with wheels, as you can see there, and but they have that style of handle. It looks like for their blowers, and then they have this style. They have this style too. This is a blower vac, as you can see here. So that's you can blow with you can blow it, and you can also suck stuff up. So you could blow all your stuff. See, look at this guy. He's gonna blow all his stuff into a pile and then suck it up by reversing the flow of the blower, and it's gonna suck everything up and chop everything and mulch it. It's gonna mulch it for him. So there you go. I don't think all of their. I think they might all be blower. I was gonna say I thought they were all blower vacs, but I don't think so. So you can see that they have quite the range of tools here. They even have a snowblower that's battery powered, and they have a chainsaw that is there's a 10-inch chainsaw, and they have a circular saw. Looks like, let's see if we can just look at cordless chainsaws. So they do have a 16-inch, an 18-inch, 12-inch, the 10-inch, and the various different pole saws. So there you go. Alright, that's it. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this look at the garden slash lawn care industry and what's going on. You know, there was a time in the 60s, 70s for, you know, exploration of electric lawn and garden equipment. And then it just sort of seemed to die off. But you know, as is with all things, what is old is new again. I think that you know, that's what we are finding. And like I said, the thing is, everybody is going for the versatility. So, and everybody wants to be your one-stop shop for everything. Whether it's hand tools, metal tools, lawn and garden, wood tools, auto shop tools, what have you. So the competition is fierce out there. Yeah. But like I said, I hope you enjoy. I mean, I think we have definitely seen the same thing happen with automobiles. You know, the 70s and 80s were a great time for economic and green cars, and in the last, you know, 15, 16 years, we've seen the idea and the advent of green cars definitely come back with the Toyota Prius and flex fuel and hybrids, whether it's a hydrogen-powered hybrid or a battery-powered hybrid or what have you. At least we have seen that for the consumer car market. The only place we really haven't seen, I mean, there is some, you know, I mean, the SUVs and trucks, they do have some more economical and green trucks and SUVs. I was gonna say that that was really the only place where we hadn't seen any innovation, but really and you know, there's a lot of, if you watch Motor Week on OPB, they have a great series about green cities where they're using CNG, which is compressed natural gas, or LP, liquid gas, natural gas. But you know, there's great. I was gonna say that the only place where really hadn't seen any innovation as far as green vehicles go was the heavy trucks. But I've seen some stuff on there where there are cities that they've got green garbage trucks or buses or what have you. But I think on a larger sense, for the large part, the commercial trucking industry is not very green right now because they just don't believe that they can get the same amount of power, the same amount of work out of a green vehicle. And so we have to get rid of some of the stigma about green vehicles. Just like in the power tool industry, we have to get rid of some of the stigma about battery-powered tools not being able to do the same jobs as gas-powered tools. So, you know, there you go. I mean, clearly, I mean, and Tesla had to come over the same kind of stigma, but in the sports car market, you know, there was a stigma for years that if you had a green car, that it wasn't going to do the same performance as a gas-powered car or a diesel-powered car. But they have proven that battery-powered cars can perform just as good, if not better, than some of your high-end supercars, like your Porsche or your Lamborghini or Ferrari, or even some of your muscle cars like your Dodge Chargers or Challenger or Mustangs. You know, and the thing is with the Teslas is that, and the same is true for the power tools as well, that are, you know, battery powered, is anything with battery power is your battery, all of your available power is available to you as soon as you pull that trigger or step on that accelerator. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this look specifically at the future of lawn and garden equipment. See, that is all I have for you. If you're interested in more about DeWalt, Milwaukee, Makita, Black & Decker, or Stihl, or the Troy-Bilt Flex, or John Deere, like I said, check out the links in the description to the YouTube video. You can just go to YouTube and type in Kerry Peck. That's K-E-R-I-P-E-C-K, and there'll be a link to it on my Facebook page. You can follow me on Facebook, Kerry Peck. That's K-E-R-I-P-E-C-K. And I will put a link in the description to the video where the guy is using all of the Makita stuff. Oh, another great manufacturer that I forgot to mention here today is Green. I think it's Greenwise or Greenworks, but they have a good line of battery-powered lawn and garden equipment as well. So I'll see if I can find a good website for them and put a link to that in the description. With that, okay, if you want more information about CCTV, and if you want to find play times for Machinery Talk, just go to cctv.org, I do believe, and you can follow them on Facebook and YouTube as well. Just look for CCTV Salem, I do believe. With that, I will send it to the CCTV studios, and I believe we're going to talk about upcoming events. Reminder about upcoming events for Antique Powerland and just the general Silverton, Salem area. Alright, thanks for watching. Hey, you're watching Machinery Talk, and that was the April class brought to you by Branch 15. And I should mention really quickly that we put on these classes every month during the fall winter and spring a little bit. I think probably May will be the last class that we do. I don't know. Because, you know, we get in towards the end of May, we're getting into the heavy show season, and a lot of the members are retired, and this is what they do on the weekends. They get their engines together or their tractors together, and they go to a show, wherever that is. I don't think we go very far, but I think, you know, there's a lot of them that read Antique Iron Trader, and they post a lot of events. So that, I misspoke there. That's actually Northwest Iron Trader or anyways, it only covers Washington, Oregon, Idaho, California. I think that's it. I think that's all the states that it covers. Nevada, maybe it covers Nevada a little bit. So anyways, this is probably the second to last Saturday class brought to you by Branch 15 for the 2017 season. So it's really exciting because, you know, we'll be pretty soon here, like I said. Hopefully I can get out to some of the local shows this year, like the Great Oregon Steam Up, the Truck Show, and the Branch 15 Swap Meet, and hopefully maybe I can get out to the Rolling Oldies Vintage Trailer Show on the 4th of July weekend, which that's a good segue. It brings me into, I wanted to mention some local events, more kind of local coming up here. So on the 10th of June, we have the Salem Airport Fly-In and Cruise-In. And that's all I know about that. I don't have a time. I just have the date and the location. So, and then also the same weekend in Silverton is the Silverton High School Car Show from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And coming up here in May, the 20th of May, is the Silverton Pet Parade from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that's a really, really good event for families and kids. Just get your pets, whatever they are, take them out, and you march up Main Street, and then you go down First Street in Silverton. And last year, I put together a video for the car show and for the pet parade because they were on the same weekend. If you watched the one for the car show, though, they talked about, the auto shop teacher was like, I think we're going to be talking about moving this show to the first weekend in June, hoping for better weather. And he's like, previously we haven't had it in June because there was another show that kind of conflicted, but he's like, that show is not going to be happening anymore. So anyways, then you want to circle your calendars for the 24th of June for the Branch 15 swap meet. And if I remember correctly, the Northwest Vintage Car and Motorcycle Museum is also having their all-comers rendezvous on the same weekend. And then a few other events that I'll mention really quickly is, like I said, on the 4th of July weekend is the Rolling Oldies Vintage Trailer Rally and Civil War reenactments. Don't ask me how those two go together, but from what I understand, the Civil War people were looking for a place to have their reenactments because they used to have them at one place, and for whatever reason they couldn't have them there anymore. And so they came to us and asked us if they could do it here at Powerland Heritage Park, and we said yes. Last year was the first year that they had those two events on that weekend, so that was really cool. I didn't get to go. I hope I get to go maybe sometime, if not this year, maybe next year, I don't know. And then the last weekend in July and the first weekend of August is the 46th annual Great Oregon Steam Up. And then somewhere in the middle of August is the Northwest Truck Museum Truck Show. And then the weekend of the Great American Solar Eclipse, which I believe would be August 18th through the 20th, because if I remember correctly, August 20th is a Monday, and that's when the big solar eclipse is supposed to happen. So anyways, the Oregon Electric Railway is going to have an event on that weekend. They're the ones organizing it and hosting it. That's really all I know about it. There might be the potential for camping on that weekend, but if you want camping on that weekend, you got to get in there early, I'm sure. So, you know, you got to get on. If you want information about that, go to antiquepowerland.com. And if you want more information about Branch 15, you can go to branch15.org, I do believe. That's that's it. You know, that's all I had for you. And as always, with this hobby of collecting old iron, be safe out there and practice good habits. Because if we're safe, it'll be fun for everybody. And remember, if it ain't red, leave it in the shed. All right, see ya.